How's everybody doing today? Awesome. That was the hardest part of the show. I was just going to ask everybody how they were doing and see how loud you guys got, but not louder than. Whoa. Is it good? Ready? All right, cool. All right. So this is actually, thank y'all. First off, thank y'all for coming out to Movement Monday. I'm very nervous. I'm not going to lie. It's the first time I've ever done this. I'm really a calm person, and I like to have fun. That's my big thing. So once I get relaxed, I feel a little bit better. But definitely, for starters, I'm a little nervous. But I'm definitely going to try not to be too long, because if I'm not mistaken, they moved it to the Compassionate House, but the MLK service is still going on. So I definitely want to make sure that hit with some people. That was a good one. I was hoping that would hit with definitely the members. You know, y'all were here. The MLK service was forever, right? Okay, no. Thank you, Brick House. I appreciate you. I'm glad you don't hold no grudges from when I used to beat you in basketball when I was 12 years old. It did happen. It did. I did. No, but in all seriousness, when I posted the flyer and I was talking about, oh yeah, I'm doing a stand-up comedy, people were like, oh, Gus, I didn't know you did comedy. Actuality, like I said, I don't. This is my first time ever doing something like this. But I was like, hey, might as well, I guess, try it out. It started off as just jokes, really. It just started off as jokes with Reverend Tripline about, he's like, oh, you should do it. And I was like, I don't know. And he knows me personally, like, so he knows my personality. He's known me since, I don't know, I was probably like 10 years old. So he knows that I like humor. I like to have fun. I like seeing people smile. True story, actually, when he was younger, well, when I was younger as well, him and my sister are close friends. I used to chase him and the rest of his friends around my house with a belt. I used to have them running around the whole house. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, well, why would a 10-year-old be chasing people around with a belt, right? Well, actually, pausing the story, I do want to give a shout out to my parents. They're here. Mommy and Daddy, could y'all stand real quick? Yeah. They're the reason I was chasing people with a belt. That's the reason. Monkey see, monkey do, right? So yeah, so that was that. But fast forward, I work in the office. It's a lot of fun working in the office, a lot of fun. And one day, Reverend Tripline just came out the office. I was like, yeah, Gus, you're going to do Movement Monday, a stand-up comedy. Now, I was like, okay, I got to think about it. But then everyone knows, Minister Nicole. Minister Nicole is all happy, so supportive of everything. She's like, oh my God, Gus, it will be so good. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. And so, at that point, you got somebody like that, you can't really say no. You see somebody, she has that aura, you just can't say no to Minister Nicole. So here I am, fast forward, doing stand-up comedy at Movement Monday because clearly Reverend Tripline's cooking couldn't get the crowd coming. So, I'm sorry, I told him I was going to get him in a couple of times. But no, in all seriousness, it is really important to have those people that are like supportive and in your corner, pushing you to do new things. Because the reality of the situation is like, that's how you move forward in life. You can't really stay stagnant. You got to try different things, try new things. So I definitely appreciate, Reverend Tripline and Minister Nicole for pushing me. So I definitely thank you guys for that. But I will say the thing, like the great thing about like the whole, people that have that positivity and that, that just push you forward to do things, it's great. But sometimes when they're like 100% positive, it can be a tad bit confusing, right? So I know like last week I was in here and I was like in my office and I just kept working on the script. And I said, oh, Mr. Cole, like, I'm a little nervous. And she's like, oh my gosh, Gus, it will be okay. Like, you're going to be so funny and it's going to be great. But even if you're not, I'll be in the front row cheering you on. And so here she is in the front row cheering me on. And so at first I'm like, oh yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. But then I'm like, well, hold on. Do you think I won't be funny? Like, well, hold on. Like, so I was like, no, I got it, Mr. Nicole. It's gonna be good. But once I'm nervous, but once I'm good, I'm good. And she's like, yes, I know. But just in case, I'll be in the front row cheering you on, just in case you're not funny. And I'm, okay, all right, Mr. Nicole, all right. So I'm like, all right, at this point, I'm starting to take it as a challenge. I'm like, Mr. Nicole, I got this. Like, I got it. I'm good. I'm funny. Like, you guys said it. And the thing about Minister Nicole, she always, slaps her. She sits there, she tilts her head a little bit, maybe once, maybe twice. Yes. Oh, yes. Amen. Yes. But just in case, I'll be front row, making sure that I cheer you on. I'm like, all right. Now you must think like now it's a challenge. Like at this point, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do this show. Then I'm gonna go into Vegas. I'm gonna do some other shows. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a headliner. I'm gonna be a household name. She's like, yes. And this one, I'm like, all right, I got her now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now she ain't got nothing else to say. I done trumped all that. And even after I said that, she just stared at me. She's yes. You're so blessed. You're such a great mentor to Maddie. Oh my gosh, you're just great. But just in case you're not funny, I will be front row cheering you right. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But no, those people like that are really important. And then also like my family. My family is here. So in all seriousness, can my family just, wave your hand. My grandma's in the back. My mom, my dad, my sisters, my girlfriend, Kaven, Adam, Miss Rosanna. They were from my first church growing up. They know me since I was a very, very small baby. So thank you guys for coming out. Luke, also, Lorena, Luke. Luke's my brother-in-law. He's the one that would look like he would be named Luke. I remember one of the first times hanging out with Luke, and in a setting that wasn't as serious. He's putting his mask on to hide from smiling, and so we had a cookout my sister had a cookout at the house. It's me, my sister, my other sister, and my aunts, my cousins, and we're all enjoying ourselves. We're playing spades. We're teaching Luke how to play spades. We're listening to music. We're all having a good time. Everything is great. And so Lorena and Luke like, all right, cool. Food's done. We're going to clean off the table. So they clean off the table. When they clean off the table, about 30 seconds go by. Now like I said, I'm playing spades. So I'm in it. I'm a very aggressive spades player. Like I'm very competitive. I like to win. Hence, Minister Nicole telling me like, if I'm not funny, she's gonna be front row. Like, no, I'm gonna win this. And I just remember like, I'm playing, the door opens. So I look over and, I see Luke, he's holding this, like he's holding this tray. So I'm like, all right, cool. I keep playing, I'm playing. I look back, playing, I'm like, wait, what? So it took me a second to realize, but he had a full tray of watermelon in his hand. And so when he first had the tray, I looked. I'm like, oh yeah, this dude's invited to the cookout. He's got my stamp of approval. So now they're married and I'm super happy because he knows I like watermelon. So I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. But no, you gotta love family. Family's awesome. Family's great. You got the normal ones. Then you got the ones that just off a little bit. I got a cousin. I got a cousin named Mike the plumber. So yes, on his birth certificate it does say Mike the plumber. Not exactly sure why. He's definitely a plumber though. Once I saw him go to his own father's funeral in his plumbing suit, I knew he was a plumber for sure. But he has this thing in life where he's like, he's one of those older guys that makes sure he leaves you with knowledge whenever, you walk away. So if he ever comes to the house or he sees you in the street, whatever the case may be, he's going to make sure he gives you some knowledge. And so one thing about Mike actually did comedy. He, well-traveled. He's been to New York, North Philly, South Philly, Southwest Philly. So he's well-versed in the comedy. Be careful, Mama. Don't laugh too hard. I don't want your teeth to fall out. Slow down, Mama. So I remember one time he was telling me the story about the first time he ever did comedy. And he was saying how, he was just terrible. People were booing him. People were just like, oh, this is not that funny. This is not that great. And he just was like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. And so when he was telling me the story, I was young. And he's like, yeah, I was very adamant of no matter what. And one thing you always got to remember, he always started his stories with young man. So you say, young man, listen, no matter what, I want you to don't let anybody dim your light. Keep going forward. If someone says you're not good at it, be great at it. Go beyond what they ever thought. And that's where I am today. I stuck with it and I kept going. Right. So everybody's nodding their head. It sounds great. But then I was like, well, hold on. You're not a comedian, you're a plumber. And he was like, well, yeah, they said my comedy was crap. So here I am for the rest of my life cleaning up crap. I was like, oh my gosh. I was bewildered. But I mean, it makes sense if you think about it. So, I mean, hopefully I don't have to do that. So hopefully this is not crap. We're going to find out. I know Minister Nicole will keep me, keep my spirits up if it is. When I gotta get you water. I don't know how they do it. Dry. Yeah, so the other thing, the church family is good too. I know, so I've been in Bethlehem now since September, work as the creative arts director. Honestly, I think my favorite part of the job is sitting over there in the media booth. We're always live streaming. We're looking for the shot, the good shots, whether it be somebody that's getting emotional from the sermon, whether it be somebody that's, really involved or just a good angle of whoever's preaching. But I think my favorite thing to see is everybody like sleeping, but try to act like they're not sleeping. And that right there, that right there is actually the best part of it all. Because what happens is, so Joe, everyone knows Joe Winston. So Joe and Bill, they'll be, scanning the crowd, and then they'll be stuck right there on somebody else. And so it's, in order to do this though, to show you guys kind of how it's done, I'm just gonna ask for a little bit of help. So Pastor Quann, can you help me real quick? Oh, no, not you, Pastor Quann, Pastor Joey Quann. Pastor Joey Quann, can you help me real quick? Yeah. So you always see people, right? They'll be in the pews and they'll kind of be, oh no, you know who you are. Oh, he's doing this, Pastor Quann.
I cannot say. So I won't. And he always has his hanging down. But Pastor Quann, I pray that when I'm his age, I have that much energy. I hope all of you do. I'll be setting up in the sanctuary and I'll be like, plugging my stuff in. You know how I get grumpy because I don't sleep on Saturday night. Oh yeah! Hey, what the? Who's here? Oh, help me, Holy Ghost. It's Pastor Quann. Thank goodness. And he's always running through the hallway. How you doing? Good? Oh, no, Pastor, I broke my leg. How you doing? Good? Oh, my second wife left me. How you doing, Pastor? My bell fell. But, he gets so charged up over things, and it's like, I just love the videos. I love the new videos that we do, when we have, right before, our friend Maria Banks, when she does, hello, I'm Maria Banks. Anyway, we love Maria. God bless Maria. And one time Maria came in and we had this thing called a green screen. So like you can put any background and you see the tables that have the green tablecloth. you can see through that. So she came in one day, and it was back when Devonna was here, and I was like, Devonna, we have an issue. What's the problem? Well, Maria's here. Oh, good, let's go. I said, she has a bright green shirt. What does that mean? I'm like, well, it'll look like she has a floating head, because the video, it would just look like her head was going anyway. So, Pastor, he gets so wound up and so much energy, and I hope you guys feed off it like we do. And sometimes, I come rolling in from a late Saturday night, he gets up there and he's like, we have a great opportunity, wonderful, wow, Wichita, West Virginia, werewolf, where we going? And I was just like, wow, that's alliteration. And so anyway, that's Pastor Quann. Yeah. But the one thing, see, I'm a recovering Catholic. So I came from Catholic church where everybody sleeps the whole time. Okay. So I came here and I was like, man, it's like a concert, and then, you're trying to run sound. And I'm like, I now know after how long have I been here? Like 2 years, almost, something like that. Because I'm not the brightest bulb in the closet, but it's like, I know now. And I feel bad for Reverend Tripline. He had to go to school all these years to learn how to be a preacher. It's easy. Let me tell you. First of all, you start out real low. You talk real low like this, and everybody has to listen, and then you got to build it up a little bit. Then you build it up more, and you get louder and louder and louder. By the time you're out here, it's like you're waking up. You build up and build up and build up, and you build up people on their feet. And then you got my Pastor Quann, he does what I call the steam training. Thank you. You got to get the thing going just like this, and it's the best. It's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world. So anyway, that's my Pastor Quann. I'm going to turn it back over. Hold on. I had an intro for you. Yeah, I wrote it down. It's spelled badly. Tell me if this works for you guys. I wanted to do this, but I was late because I wanted to introduce Gus. I was going to say, the Michael Jordan of the media team, the Denzel of daily devotion, the Snoop Dogg of the sanctuary, the Fresh Prince of Penland Pike, Gus Tolson. Now back to your regularly scheduled show. I am so out of the job right now.
No, but in all seriousness, I really do genuinely appreciate Pastor Quann, and I know everyone does. Just the pastor that he is, the leader he is, the boss that he is, really, it's just great. Even when I came into his position, he very much so just kind of gave me, free reign to use my creativity, which is something I've always wanted to do. Just kind of had the ability to use all my creativity and kind of have nothing setting me back. So you guys saw that with the Christmas cantata. That was something I had a lot of fun doing. But he always, he keeps me on my toes. Things like Sunday evening with the pastor, House of Bread, or like the fireside chat. How many people saw the House of Bread this past Sunday? Right, so, we all saw the fireside chat preview for next week with Darren on it, which was a little confusing because he talked about, how we're live streaming. He talked about a lot of the stuff media's team is doing, and we're live streaming nowadays, and that's great and all that. But then he was like, 10 years ago, we couldn't spell live stream. And I was confused, but then it dawned on me, he's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, so that's why you probably couldn't spell live stream. It makes all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. But no, like I said, in all seriousness, the BBC family has been great to me, so I definitely appreciate everybody. The last story I definitely want to tell regarding Pastor Quann, as many of you guys know, I coach football. So I coach in my old high school, and this past season we had a rough year, a lot of young guys on the team. So, we dealt with just a lot of just very low IQ from some of our players, not really understanding their assignments, lack of experience. But it worked out. We won a couple games, but the thing about where I coach at Central High School, which is where I went to high school at, there's only one game that matters, no matter what, and that's the Thanksgiving Day game. We have the oldest public school rivalry in the country. We've been going like 120 years now. We've only not played twice. And that was last year because of COVID, and I think World War I or World War II, whenever there was a draft. That was the only 2 times in history we didn't play on Thanksgiving. So it's a very big deal. This year, I mean, we planned on getting smoked. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We planned on getting smoked. The newspapers had us, it was gonna be 60-6. Like they gave us no shot. But I still had a little confidence, like, we can figure something out. We're gonna do something. Try to rally up the troops. That didn't work out at all. The final score, we scored more though. We scored 26. I think they actually might have got 66. So, we both teams beat their projections, so that's not bad. But I remember all week I was talking about it every day. It was on my mind every day in the office. Everybody was asking me about it. So that Sunday after Thanksgiving, I saw Pastor Quann in church and we're talking. And he's like, "Oh, how'd the game go?" And I'm like, "It didn't go too well. We lost. But we always got next year. Next year we're gonna get them." And like Joey said, he's just, "All right, you're gonna go get them." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think regardless of whatever happens, I'm gonna be good though. I'm gonna keep the coaching because it's only my second year coaching. So I'm gonna be consistent with it. I'm gonna keep growing. And, one day, hopefully I'll get to, college football or the majors. Who knows? And we'll see. And all I heard was, "But even if you don't, I'll be in the front row cheering you on, even if you lose." All right, thank you very much. That was it. That's all I got. Thank you so much. All right, now I don't know what Reverend Tripline is, so so now we actually have Movement Monday. Well, first, I appreciate everyone for coming out. I really do. I hope you guys have fun. I had some fun. I enjoyed myself, so maybe we'll do it again. He told me already that I am going to be forced to do it again, so hopefully Minister Nicole doesn't get on it again. Can't take too much of that. So. But no, now we have Moving Monday, so definitely make sure if you did not get food, get food. If you already did get food, find a spot and sit down. Moving Monday is going to be a great service. The youth are leading the choir today, so I know it's all the young ones, so it's going to be a good one. And as usual, Reverend Tripline will deliver a good message. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.